I really just wait 5 months for this? Is that it? Hey, y'all, welcome to Garden Grace. I'm Rebecca, and I wanted to share with you my experience with starting and growing Texas Grano. They're a white, maybe a yellowish onion from seed, and what my experience has been, my mistakes, and what I'm going to do different next. Because you know what, y'all? It is not just about the harvest. It's about the journey through it. Because man, do you have to have a good attitude when you're growing vegetables, especially ones that you've never grown before. Because when it doesn't always work out right, you can really get disappointed and discouraged. And I'm just not going to. I'm not, because I'm going to always think, all right, what am I going to do next? Okay, I had to move under the shade of my umbrella because it's getting hot out here already. Okay, so I planted these seeds February 24th, and I gave them over 110 days, and I watered them, I fed them, I loved them, and this is what I got. Gosh, I just have to laugh about it. So 5 months of waiting, and this is what I have. And you know, y'all, the crazy part about this, it was my fault, and I didn't even know it. So let me share with you really what happened along this journey. So I had gotten these seeds actually from, who did I get these seeds from? I'll let you know down below. Good quality seeds. I didn't have access at that time to onion sets. I sold onion sets in my store for years, so I knew exactly what they were all about, and I just didn't have access to them. So I thought, well, let's try this. And y'all, this was in February with onion seeds. Not the right time to do it. And anyway, doesn't matter. But I thought, well, let's just try. Let's just see what happens. Because I'm all about what's going to happen. And so, and here's another one. So I planted, this is what I did. I planted the seeds. First, I got the grow bag, and I got the good soil in it. I planted the seeds. I even have as you can tell, I even had the mulch, the straw on it to protect it. And I thought, okay, this is great. I'm doing everything just right. So here are my three Papa onion, Mama onion, and baby onion, I guess is what we could call these. You know, again, it was just, I made sure they were well watered. They had plenty of sun, even though, again, I did not start these at the right time. However, and they grew nice, tall, green shoots, and I'm thinking that's going great. At the same time, though, y'all, I had my potato sets going, and I paid a lot more attention to them than I did the onions. And I had 3 grow bags of those, and they really did wonderfully well. So again, though, I didn't do potato seed. I did the actual potato with the eyes on it. Anyway, so I just kept thinking, all right, maybe they just need a little bit more time and they're going to do great. So as I watched these onions not really doing anything, I thought, okay, let's go look at the seed packet again. And I realized these are short day onion seeds. And y'all, they like 10 to 12 hour days. Well, by the time I planted these seeds in February, that time was already expanding, right? And so what was happening was when they were starting to bulb, it was already starting to get way too hot for them. And that was really my first mistake. So since, again, this was new to me, what did I do? I did some research, and this is something that I found out, y'all. So in onion growing, it's not just about the soil and water and the mulching, which is what I thought I'd done everything right. And it's really about the day length. And so there's three main types of onions. The short day onion, which is what I have, which is perfect for the South. You plant in the fall and it bulbs in the spring. Yeah, I didn't do that. Intermediate day onions, they're a little more flexible, but they still prefer cooler starts. And then long day onions are made for northern summers. They need 14 to 16 hours of daylight. So if you plant at the wrong time, you're going to get greens, but no bulbs. And that's exactly what happened to me. So what's next? So in September, I am going to try the seeds again. However, I'm going to grow them. I'm going to get them started in my green stalk seed starter tray and then under the grow lights. And then in October, I'm going to transplant them. And then I'm going to let them do their thing over winter when it's cooler. And that's, their time for strengthening, so to speak, so that in the springtime, they're going to be ready for a nice bulb and prayerfully for a great harvest for me in the spring. And I will say this, I am going to find onion sets in the spring and plant those as well to kind of do a comparison on which way I really like going with this, which one does better for me. So I think with all the vegetables, especially if they're new, they can be frustrating at times. And it's just a learning experience for you, for patience, for perseverance, for endurance, and to understand that everything takes their own time. And when you can help something to grow in the right way, whether it's in the spring or in the fall, that's going to be a perfect solution for getting the harvest that you're wanting. So if tell me down below if you have ever tried growing onions in from seed or from an onion set and how that experience worked for you. I would love to know. Plus, I'm going to give you a link to a printable. It is actually I've got it here on my phone. It is the Garden Grace Onion Planting Guide for Zone 8B, which gives you, it's like a checklist of all these different things for knowing how to create the best harvest that you can in regards to your onions. So for now, y'all, I'm going to take Papa, Mama, and Baby onion, and I'll be I'm not going to be hanging them up and letting them dry or anything like that, curing them in any way. I don't know how to do that yet either. However, I do know that I can go ahead and use these in the kitchen tonight, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. All right, y'all, thanks for joining me here in Garden Grace. And again, as always, if you haven't subscribed, please do. I would love for you to be part of my Garden Grace family. And with each video I bring you, always remember to grow with grace. Okay, y'all, bye.